1. Intro. You're not tired because life is hard. You're tired because you're trying to control everything.
What if I mess
If
up?
you're ready to stop overthinking and finally breathe again, hit subscribe to Legacy of Thinkers, and let's learn the Stoic rule that ends this spiral for good. 2. Story. Marcus Aurelius sat in the dim light of his war tent when the message arrived. A trusted general had failed him, choosing pride over duty, abandoning an entire flank of the army. The council erupted into anger. Voices clashed, fear spread, and everyone waited for their emperor to explode. But Marcus didn't shout. He didn't pace, threaten, or break under pressure. Instead, he opened his worn journal, the same one he wrote in every morning before sunrise. He dipped the tip of his stylus in ink and quietly wrote a single line. If it is beyond my control, it cannot disturb my peace. The room fell silent. He wasn't ignoring the betrayal. He simply refused to let what he couldn't control decide the state of his mind. He gathered his counsel, listened, and made a calm, strategic decision, one rooted not in emotion, but in clarity. What's powerful is this: Marcus faced the same kind of chaos we face today. People disappointing us, plans falling apart, things going wrong at the worst possible moment. And yet, he understood something most of us forget. The event is never the real problem. It's the meaning we attach to it. It's the fear we fuel inside ourselves. It's our instinct to try to control what refuses to be controlled. While his commanders waited for rage, Marcus chose mastery. And that single choice, again and again, became his greatest strength. 3. Stoic framework. Marcus wasn't calm because life was easy. He was calm because he had a clear filter for reality.
I have always wondered.
The Stoics
how much
called
of
it
life is
something
defined
simple.
by a series of thoughts
Know
and
what is
emotions.
yours, and what is not. Imagine drawing an invisible circle around your life. Inside that circle are the only things you truly
Should've said
control.
that. Why didn't I say that?
Your thoughts, your
No,
choices,
that's not what you
your
meant.
actions, your effort, your
always do
attitude.
this.
You decide whether to speak or stay silent. You decide whether to react or respond. You decide whether to feed the fire or walk away. Outside that circle lives everything else. Other people's moods, the past, the outcome of your work, timing, luck, traffic,
You have
algorithms,
power over your mind.
who texts back, who doesn't, who understands you, who never will. The Stoic mistake most of us make is this: we spend most of our energy outside the circle, and almost none on what's inside. You can't control if someone betrays you. You can control whether you become bitter or wiser. You can't control if a plan collapses. You can
Let's
control
reset our
whether you
breath
complain or rebuild. You can't control the storm. You can control the kind of captain you become inside it. Marcus knew that if he poured his energy into outrage, revenge,
Here we have our
or
two
panic,
circles.
he'd be
The
giving
first
his
being
power
control,
away to what he couldn't
and
change.
the second externals.
So he did the opposite. He treated everything outside the circle as information, and everything inside the circle as his responsibility. That's the Stoic framework in one line. What is not up to me does not belong in my hands. What is up to me, I will not abandon. And the moment you begin to live like that, overthinking doesn't stand a chance. 4. Neuroscience layer. When you try to control what isn't yours, your brain reacts like you're in danger. The amygdala fires first, flooding your body with stress signals, tightening your chest, speeding your thoughts, pushing you into survival mode. But the moment you shift your focus back to what is within your control,
Focus
something
on what is
remarkable
yours.
happens. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for clarity, logic, and emotional regulation turns back on. Your mind stops spinning. Your breath evens out. Your thoughts slow to a pace you can actually work with. Neuroscience and Stoicism agree on one thing. Your brain calms down the second your world becomes smaller, reduced to the choices that are truly yours. 5. Practical method.
Can't
So
control.
how do you actually live this?
My effort,
Not just understand it?
my focus.
Start with something simple enough that you can use it in the middle of a bad day.
Weather, past,
Not just in a
other
peaceful morning. Think of it as your Stoic control reset. A tiny protocol you run every time your mind starts to spiral. Step 1. Catch the storm. The moment you feel your chest tighten, thoughts racing, or anger flaring, don't argue with it, just name it. My mind is trying to control everything again.
Even in the
By
quietest
naming
moments,
it, you step out of it.
a flicker
You're
of
no
hope
longer the
remains.
storm. You're the person watching the clouds. Step 2. Draw the circle. Ask one question. What, in this exact situation, is
Some
truly
things
up to
are
me?
up to us.
Write it down if you can. Maybe all you can control is the tone of your reply. Maybe it's the quality of your work, not the outcome. Maybe it's whether you stay in the room or walk away. Everything that doesn't make that list, that's outside the circle. It gets no more of your
And that
mental
really
energy.
changed how I view a lot of
Step
things.
3. Choose one small action. Overthinking loves vague plans. Calm loves concrete moves. Pick one action fully inside your control and do it slowly. On purpose. Send the email. Take the walk. Rewrite the message.
That's a gift.
Close the app. Take 3 deep breaths before speaking. You're teaching your brain a new association. When panic rises, I don't chase control. I return to choice. Do this once. It helps. Do this every day. It becomes who you are. A person whose peace doesn't depend on perfect circumstances, only on practiced decisions. 6. The shift. The real turning point comes the moment you realize this. Life doesn't feel
They're
heavy
angry.
because of what's happening.
Just information.
It feels heavy because of how tightly you're holding it. When
Let's get
Marcus
this
faced
done, and I will
betrayal,
send you the
he
details.
didn't suddenly gain control over the situation. He simply stopped trying to. And in that instant, the weight slipped from his hands. We experience the same shift today.
Attention.
The moment
effort,
you stop trying to control someone's reaction, your shoulders drop. The moment you stop trying to
moves,
predict every
traffic,
outcome, your
past
mind
mistake.
softens. The moment you stop forcing life to match your expectations, you finally breathe. This isn't surrender, it's mastery. It's choosing to invest your energy only where it creates peace, not chaos. And when that shift happens, even once, you understand why the Stoics called it freedom. Not the freedom to change everything, but the freedom to stop being owned by it. 7. Outro. If this rule spoke to you, don't just close the video and move on. Pause and ask yourself, what is one thing I will finally stop trying to control? Drop your answer in the comments. Say it out
The
loud.
mind
Put
is
it
a
in
space of
writing.
infinite
Make it real.
possibilities.
If you know someone who is drowning in overthinking, share this video with them. Let them know they're not broken. They're just carrying too much that was never theirs. If this helped you breathe a little easier today, hit like and subscribe to Legacy of Thinkers for more Stoic psychology, calm clarity, and daily reminders to protect your peace. I'll see you in the next one.